Welcome to WPMD, Cerritos College, Norwalk, California. I'm your host, Rob JF, and today we have a guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jed I've been coming to Cerritos since 2009, and right now I am currently involved in like 3 clubs here, starting a new one.
And he will be joining us, and as soon as we play our interview, I know last week we had a sneak peek. We had just a portion of the interview for our Taekwondo instructor here at Cerritos College. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play the interview, and then Jed will follow up right after. Could you state your name and your title?
My name is Vicmar Coliflores. I'm an adjunct instructor here at Cerritos College, and I teach the Taekwondo program.
How long have you been part of Cerritos College?
I started back in August of 2006.
Did you or do you currently teach at other schools?
In addition to teaching here at Cerritos, I teach at Cypress College. I teach a kickboxing class there. And then for Santa Ana College, I work as an exercise physiologist in the fire technology department.
What inspired you to learn martial arts?
I think what inspired me was watching Bruce Lee growing up. So back in October of 1981, we found this martial arts studio in the city of Cerritos, which I didn't know at the time was Taekwondo. And since that was where I started my Taekwondo training there under Master Chan Young Kim, and I was there for almost 30 years.
What was your goal and objective for this year?
In regards to the Taekwondo program, the most important thing I wanted to be able to do was to get the program started and to be able to introduce the martial arts to the students. Expectation was just to get them to enjoy, and I believe I achieved that.
What is the most exciting thing that has happened to you?
I believe the most exciting thing in relation to this program is that when the dean, Janine Prindle, came to me and said that she would like to start a martial arts program, and then she was going to be the one to help set it up. So that was probably the most exciting thing, because that's what actually started this Taekwondo program as it is today.
Could you tell us the benefits of martial arts?
I believe the greatest benefit of martial arts is self-confidence. Fitness, learning technique, learning how to defend yourself, all these things are what's going to come from the program, regardless of what style you study. But the most important thing is self-confidence. And a lot of times that is one thing that gets, I believe, as we get older, seems to be taken away from us. Whether it's from a missed opportunity or something that's happened in our lives, we tend to lose our confidence in ourselves. And I believe martial arts helps to bring that back.
Could you tell us more about competition and what it's like and what places you travel to?
Back in the days when I used to compete, back in the early 80s and 90s, I competed at the regional, state, and national level. The exciting thing about competition is knowing that you're representing, your studio. And in many cases, when you get up to the state and national level, you're representing your state. So back in the early, probably late 80s, around 1988 is around the time that Taekwondo first came out as an Olympic demonstration sport. Wanting to compete and be on the Olympic team, we had to go through the state and national levels. And just being part of that was an experience. We traveled as far as Florida. I've competed back in Chicago, Las Vegas, and throughout Southern and Northern California.
You mentioned a bit before about your former sparring partner. Could you share with us the story?
My former training partner was actually my master's son. His name is Jimmy Kim. Jimmy Kim was a resident of Cerritos. He went to Cerritos High School and actually continues his education at California, Berkeley. And what he's known for, what he's famous for, he is the first gold medalist for the United States. He represented the U.S. in 1988 at the Olympics in Seoul, Korea. So up until that time, between 86 and 88, I was his training partner. So in many ways, I was like a punching bag. Because he was so skillful, and because he was so tall, he was about 6'3", about 220 pounds, he helped me to become a better fighter and a competitor. At the same time, I helped him, in addition to everyone else, achieve the goal. And a lot of it isn't necessarily coming from us, but just being around people that care. And he basically, under the guidance of his master, Chan Young Kim, became the first U.S. gold medalist.
When did you start Vision 7 and how did it come to be? Also, can you tell us about your other ventures, such as your fitness camp?
Vision 7 is actually a business that I have. Vision 7 comes from the fact that my lucky number is number 7, born on 7/7/67. And also Vision 7 signifies completion. So hence the word Vision 7 comes from the fact that taking something that I believe in and combining my martial arts, my background in physical education and strength training and fitness, I've come up with this company that encompasses health and fitness, martial arts, and physical education. As far as my fitness camp, I run a fitness camp on the weekends over in the city of Brea, and this is something that I do that incorporates martial arts, fitness conditioning, and also flexibility in all different components of health and fitness.
I know I spoke to Jed, the vice president of Carbocara Club, a while back, and he mentioned how he had an interest in considering if we were to start a martial arts club, and if you were the advisor, what would you like to see happen?
I think having the opportunity to be an advisor of a martial arts club is a great honor, because it's the word martial arts referring to not just one style. Well, although my style is Taekwondo, Hapkido, and Judo, there is a multitude of styles out there that would be, I think, a benefit to everyone to be under one umbrella. So to be an advisor to a club like that would definitely be an honor. And I think just to have all the different systems come together with the understanding that we're here to learn from each other, to get along and to benefit, I think would be a great opportunity. So I think that's something that will happen. I think that'll probably happen in the new year.
As you mentioned before, there are always new things a person can learn. There is so much knowledge out there in the world, and that people should not limit themselves. What is in the future for you, and what do you hope to make of it?
And the goals that I have set for myself in terms of education, one of the things that I'm pursuing now is trying to get into the doctorate program at USC for physical therapy. I believe physical therapy is the umbrella over everything else that I've done up until this point: martial arts, athletic training, sports medicine, strength conditioning, health and fitness. And just having the opportunity to be in a position where I'm taking the foundation of what I've learned from my master 30 years ago and adding to that anything that involves the human body, whether it's through fitness or through rehab or through self-defense, is the things that I'm looking forward to doing. So hopefully in the next few years I do get in the program, and once I get in and once I graduate, I'd like to be able to have my own studio that encompasses physical therapy, martial arts, strength conditioning, and also like to continue seeing martial arts grow here at the community college, and not just here at Cerritos, but at every other college, so it becomes something that is an acceptable form of class for everyone.
I know you have been kind enough to allow students to observe as long as they are respectful and do not disrupt the classroom setting. Now that our very first class will potentially leave as yellow belts, what can we expect to see next semester, being that now we'll have both past and future students in the mix?
I think the one thing that the students of this semester will understand is the word respect and also expectation. As future yellow belts, there's a lot to be said about achieving that goal. It's even though it's the first rank in a series of ranks before black, it's in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. So everything that I've asked them to work on will be expected, because now they have students that are looking to them for guidance and as a role model. You know, as far as having people come in and visit, I encourage that. I don't encourage people that come in and disrupt the class and become disrespectful to the rest of the students, because ultimately the class is about the students that are enrolled, not about the students that are coming to watch. So I look forward to seeing all the new yellow belts and being good examples, and also I'd like to see them come to the point where they're going to be able to demonstrate not just in front of myself, but in front of the entire school. So that's one of the things I'd like to have happen. So the best example will come from them, and that's what I look forward to.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
Who doesn't like text messaging? Everybody does. So why not use this technology to keep yourself updated with what's going on with your school? Thankfully, Cerritos College now offers its students and staff members Alert You. This SMS-based emergency notification service sends a text message straight to your cell phone in any case of an emergency on campus. So let's say you're on your way to school and there's a major fire. Alert You automatically sends you a text message in real time informing you of the situation. You just saved yourself the trip to school. How cool is that? Sign up now for Alert You and stay posted. It's easy as texting LOL to your buddies. Simply text the keyword Cerritos 253788. That's CERRITOS and you're set. This has been a public service announcement from WPMD 956 Cerritos College, Norwalk, California.
Yes, I Can, a program sponsored by the Foundation for Exceptional Children, which encourages young people with disabilities to do their personal best. Each child is honored with a certificate of accomplishment. So if you've been inspired by an exceptional young person, aged 2 to 21, write to the Foundation for an Exceptional Children, Box R, Reston, Virginia, 22091, and help them say, yes, I can. This has been a public service message from WPMD on the net.
We've been married a year.
Yep, been in business together for 2 months.
Oh, it's a big move for us, starting a business and everything. And for our future 9 children.
Oh, our future 2 children.
Look, there are lots of worries with starting a business, but creating an emergency preparedness plan shouldn't be one of them.
Yeah, we needed a plan in case of fire, flood, or cyber attack. I mean, how would we get the business back up and running?
Because without the business, we could never afford baseball mitts for the 9 kids.
We went to ready.gov and downloaded everything we needed to create a plan. I mean, ready.gov has free templates, checklists, and more.
Yeah, without ready.gov, I could easily get old before my time. The furrowed brow, nervous twitch.
But because of ready.gov, we have one less thing to worry about.
Droopy shoulders.
Oh, stop that.
Go to ready.gov for details on creating an emergency preparedness plan. Ready.gov. Becoming a success is hard work. Protecting it isn't. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Ad Council, and this station.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Rob JF, here on WPMD, Cerritos College, Norwalk, California. Jed, can you first tell us the positions you hold here on campus?
Well, right now I hold a couple positions here. I'm one of the commissioners in the ASCC here, the student government, the commissioner of vocational education. I'm also the vice president of Kawarakata Club, the new acting president for Club Spade, which is like the performing arts club here. Hopefully we can start up the martial arts club this coming new year. And yeah, that's pretty much the only position that I hold here for now. I'm very active with Kawarakata Club and ISA. We haven't been very active with Club Spade because of some things that are happening with the president right now because he's transferring out, so I'll be taking over his position. And then with the martial arts club because first and foremost I am a martial artist, and that's pretty much what my life revolves around since I was 6 years old. So yeah.
Sounds cool. How did you get your start?
Actually, when I was living in the Philippines, my uncle actually, we have a family style in our family, which requires that the master of our style would pass it to his son. But unfortunately, my uncle didn't have a son, so I was actually taken with him to Japan when I was 6 years old. It's not like I had a choice or anything. I was kind of forced into it, but then I learned to embrace it, And with that being the only thing in my life that I ever knew since that point in time, that's pretty much all I knew.
Can you tell us more about the styles that you learned?
The styles that I've learned is a mixture of Japanese martial arts like karate, which is mostly Shotokan and Kyokushin put together. A lot of Japanese jiu-jitsu, ninjutsu, which is people would know it as like ninjas, Muay Thai, and then recently since high school I've been doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu and also Filipino martial arts. I'm currently a black belt in 3 styles: Shotokan karate, Filipino martial arts, which is known as like eskrima, and then also in ninjutsu, and also Japanese jiu-jitsu. The thing with ninjutsu, there's not really much of a belt system, so I don't really know how to put that in rank. So yeah,
that sounds great. Can you tell us about the concept that you would like to have to welcome different students into the martial arts club? What would it be about?
Well, as the instructor for Taekwondo said, it's exactly as he says. It's bringing the other styles together under one roof. We're trying to learn from each other. We're not trying to push other people away. We're trying to embrace other types of martial arts because you can't limit yourself to just one single martial art. You have to expand. With my style, I'm still learning. It doesn't matter if you're a black belt, blue belt, whatever belt. It's constantly learning. With martial arts or with anything in life, you're constantly learning. There's no such thing as you've mastered everything. I'm still learning plenty of new things every day when I go training or when I'm at the gym. Even when I'm instructing some students, sometimes a student of mine will come to me and teach me something new. So it's a learning process that takes a lifetime.
We have so many different types of variety of fighting styles, and let's take for example, I know you mentioned briefly also about when the club starts, would it be mostly about self-defense? What is it that they will be learning also from it, aside from club participation, which would make it very unique, not just about regular club events like bake sales and stuff, but within their meetings. I believe you mentioned something about the basic.
The thing I wanted to do in this club is not only to teach martial arts to whoever is going to be in the club, not just self-defense, but also history of martial arts. It actually helps the learner learn better if they know the history of each and every martial art, especially where martial arts came from. People would be surprised when they hear that martial arts actually came from India and not China. It's just people get surprised and shocked with that. And one of the best martial arts I know is actually from India. So they're crazy, acrobatics and all that, and they use it to a point where it's actually very practical.
I'd like you to share with our audience. You mentioned that you teach. Can you give us more information? What do you do? And also, just like like I asked our instructor, tell us about competition and the places you've traveled to before.
Well, right now I haven't really been teaching because I've been busy with school. It's a little bit hard because especially teaching at nighttime, when your students are, like younger kids, or sometimes I'll teach the adults, when I'm teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or karate, I teach like blue belts and up, Mostly of the time I usually just teach Muay Thai. I've been to Japan, Philippines, Thailand, fought plenty of Muay Thai and karate fights, I'm very low-key about this, and then just recently I've been starting doing MMA.
Now, from the variety of different fighting styles that can you tell us the differences between them?
Well, karate is more of a punching kick style. It's very solid, not so much as like, kung fu, which is very fluid, almost dance-like. Karate is very straight to the point, In my version of karate, it's more offensive than defensive, as I was taught. Whenever, like, if I'm on the street fighting, I'll strike to kill. Pretty much, I'll aim for something so that the other person won't be able to fight me back. I also do Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. In comparison to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is more, smaller joint locks compared to, like, the elbows, the knees, or the neck. We try to manipulate fingers or, shoulders or some other small joint. And also, it's not as much on the ground with Japanese Jiu-Jitsu as compared to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The forerunner of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which came from Japan. So, it's like when you think of Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, I think of samurai because that was their style, unarmed style, pretty much. Ninjutsu is not very straightforward when it comes to combat. Ninjutsu is mostly, espionage, hiding, striking the back in the dark, Muay Thai is probably my favorite because it's the most competitive of all the styles that I know, I mean, you see that in MMA, you see that, kickboxing. I just love to do it, so, you get bloodied up, whatever, it's all for the love of the, it's for what you love, I love martial arts, so I'm gonna do it as long as I possibly can, till I die. Competition-wise, I've barely started MMA, so, hopefully I get my name out there. My goal is to get to the UFC someday. It's gonna be a while. Karate, there's not many tournaments down here in Southern California. Most of them are probably like up north, Northern California. Japan would probably be the place that I compete the most. I haven't done any competition since 2004, so it's been a while since I've done any actual competitions. And then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, also I've recently done South Bay Open, which is really big tournament. I competed in the purple belt division, which is 2 ranks above white belt. And for me, I don't really care about belt system. I mean, it is useful, but it all comes down to experience and technique when it comes to that. If you're being technical, and experience play is a really big factor in martial arts because when your body gets used to it, it actually you don't have to think anymore. It becomes second nature to you.
I know when you mentioned Muay Thai, I think most people they tend to think of also. Are you familiar with the wrestler CM Punk?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I've seen him, but not really seen him fight. So yeah. Right now, I'm trying to learn Greco right now from one of my old coaches. It's really tough. So I love wrestling too. So that's another thing that I should have said earlier, but I forgot to mention. Muay Thai though is a very, very brutal style. They call it the science of 8 limbs because you're using your fists, elbows, knees, and your legs. Your shins pretty much, and it's it can get very dangerous with Muay Thai. They train Muay Thai people. The people in Muay Thai, the Thailanders, they train every day. I don't know, 8 to 12 hours, and it gets crazy over there. When I was training over there, my shins would be blue, elbows would be probably cut. Cuts on your face, bruises. It's a really intense style. It's really great for defending yourself too because it teaches you how to not so much. I mean, it teaches you how to block, but it also teaches you, to be aware. So that's another thing that I want to teach other people when I do start the club this coming semester.
Can you explain, do they have a point system? Also, I know that our master mentioned that the cheating, as far as in Taekwondo, it can be very discreet. He mentioned that actually people will tend to kick like a butt cheek so that on purpose the leg will go numb. Can you tell us more about as far as the point system and also about cheating, different types of cheating in martial arts?
You know what? I've really never thought about the point system. I really don't care as long as I go out there and do my best. I let the referees and the judges handle that. With cheating though, I mean, I've seen that happen, where they kick scientific terms, they would kick their glute and then so their quads or their thigh would start to go numb, which is very, 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 wrong. It's for people, that's for people that just that don't know how to play fair, that don't practice the right way, Also with eye gouging, biting, I don't know why people would do that, I mean, depends. Like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I've actually done that before. With cheating. I mean, it's happened to me too, where I would get kicked in the between the legs or kneed. So it would kind of, it sucks, cheating. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to win. I mean, some competitions they'll give you a warning first, but just that one spot on the body takes a toll, and that can mean the end for you. I mean, yeah, the opponent might get disqualified, but you're getting hurt, so you want to be very careful. That's why you should always keep your guard up when you're having a match or whatnot. Me, as so far cheating, I don't know, I wouldn't really call it cheating. I would just call it like, being cocky. I've broken probably 2 or 3 arms, not in one competition, but like, I mean, I probably broken an arm here, broken an arm there, so right now I count it. So right now I've broken 12 arms in my life. I tattooed that on my body. So don't do that at home. But yeah, I mean, I've probably kicked someone in the kidney before, or but you gotta do what you gotta do when you're either in the ring, the mat, the cage. When you're fighting on the street, it's not gonna matter. You're trying to survive. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid those kinds of things. It's just really hard to kind of differentiate cheating from accidental.
Aside from just belts, is there anything else a person can earn in martial arts? Like, have you had any other accolades, like awards or anything?
Well, with every belt, there's different degrees. And I know in jiu-jitsu they use stripes. So when you get a white belt, you'll train for a while. You get a stripe, and then when you hit 2 or 3, you'll move on to the next belt after you take a test. Right now in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I'm a purple belt. Japanese jiu-jitsu, I'm a black belt 2nd degree, and then in karate, I'm a black belt also 2nd degree. With my martial art, the Japanese jiu-jitsu with the karate comes hand in hand. So it's I wouldn't say it's a complete style, because I don't think any style is per se complete, but just keep learning. That's what makes the person, the individual, complete. And I like what Master Coliflores said, that deals with Vision 7. Yeah, so I like that concept.
How do you feel about the whole ceremony that goes on in martial arts, as far as when you finally get to the next level? How does it feel? Tell us about any significant moments of martial arts that you hold close that meant a lot to you.
With me, I always strive to become better than my teacher. My uncle passed away a year ago, so I trained directly under him and only him. I'm also trained with Dr. Hatsumi in Japan, in Chiba. He's an instructor for ninjutsu. It's actually the best school in Japan for that particular style, which is one of the only teachers of that style left in Japan. With Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I've been training all over the place, from Irvine to San Diego to Hawaii. Even here in Cerritos, I've trained here with a couple people. With the black belt thing though, we used to do that in my gym too. Just bring all the black belts, and then not to humiliate the newer students, the younger students, but it's to help them realize that they have more potential that they think they do in whatever business. It can be education, it can be trials in life, that if you can stand up to these things, you can overcome them. So I totally agree with him with bringing the other black belts in. It's a great idea. I think you should do it. I would love to be there to come just to watch. Maybe I might wear my gi and black belt, but probably won't, because it's not my class and it's not my style, so I don't want to be disrespectful to him or the other black belts.
How about any moment, was there any moment in your martial arts career that you hold dear to your heart or anything?
That's a pretty tough question, because there's a lot of things that I hold dear. My uncle is probably the biggest impact on my life when it comes to martial arts, because he was the one who actually took me to learn specifically martial arts. That's pretty much the only thing that I knew in life until I came to America when I was around 16 years old. So, and I'm a citizen now, so yay. I really can't think of anything right now specifically. My knife collection is something that I hold dear. My uncle actually taught me a lot of different weapons. My favorite being the knives. That's actually what I'm expert in. Once in a while I'll teach knife and gun defense. That's another thing I want to teach, especially to the girls, because I hear a lot of times that girls are getting raped or something like that, or getting beat up or something. So I want especially the women to be able to defend themselves against either a gun or a knife, depending on the situation. So I would like to teach not just the girls, but everyone, different techniques on how to defend themselves. It's a pretty tough time we're living in right now, so I think it's very practical with all that. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time.
Our main focus is to learn and have fun. Everything's learning experience, so why not learn something that will help you, benefit you, give you fitness, workout, and also defend yourself, and also bring up your self-confidence and self-discipline. That's how we're gonna do things.
Thank you for your time, and I'm sure I'll see you at the awards banquet, right?
Actually, I'm not going to be attending because I have a lot of other duties to attend to. But hopefully I'll be doing that next year or whenever it comes around again. Because I know I'll probably get a couple since I've been doing a lot here on campus. I'm very active despite me going to 2 schools. So and also Master Coliflores, he mentioned that he wanted to do physical therapy, that he wanted to get his doctorate in physical therapy. Right now I'm actually doing a massage therapy program at Downey Adult School, and then one of my goal is to transfer out and then also do physical occupational therapy also. So I know how it is. Someone after my own heart. We're a lot alike. So yeah.
Sounds good. We look forward to seeing this new wave of martial arts.
Get your flu shots. The Cerritos College Student Health Services Department is happy to keep you healthy by offering flu shots this season. Please come in to the Student Health and Wellness Center to get your flu shot, which will protect you from 3 flu viruses. Shots are $5 for students, $15 for staff, and are offered now through April. For more info or questions, call the center at 562-860-2451, extension 2321.
Welcome back here at WPMD, Cerritos College, Norwalk, California. We're going to go ahead and go back to another public service announcement. The American Academy for Orthopedic Surgeons. It can happen to a knee, a kidney, even your brain. It's even wrong site surgery when an operation is performed in the wrong place. Fortunately, there's something being done to prevent this mistake. While the patient watches, the surgeon's initials are signed with a marker on the site of the surgery. This step may seem overly cautious, but if it prevents one mistake, we say it's a step worth taking. A public service announcement from the Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons and WPMD, Cerritos College, Norwalk, California.